Good morning, Spartans. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the stream. A little light volume today, obviously, being a holiday. Personally, myself, I have taken a few trades, just trading micros, trading pretty small, not trusting the price action and not trusting this breakout. So that's been my morning so far. How's everyone else's morning? All right, let's see if we can find a trade somewhere here. This is Tradeify way, just an evaluation account. Would probably not be trading any funded accounts today if I was you, or I wouldn't anyways, but just don't trust this kind of volume. I mean, a lot of times you'll float up on low volume, right? I mean, we kind of got, so this box is going to be your 15-minute opening range. You got that first kind of initial um, downwards move, and then we've just kind of floated up since, right? If I'm looking at, it's going to pull another chart on the screen here. If I'm looking at this chart here that I use, just what I call the grid layout, but on the left hand side here, this is my 30 minutes, just simple lines, simple support and resistance, right, where we've run into problems. I mean, you can just see this, right? You're just going to chop in here. I mean, you're just ranging, right? We did break above that, here. Not very convincingly, obviously, right? I mean, we've got that tall wick sucked all the way back down. So I don't trust this. May take a couple of quick scalps here, but I'm not seeing a lot. Left-hand corner, that's going to be my daily there. Daily chart, obviously the big massive gap thanks to Trump's tariff threats. Looks like the EU has postponed or canceled the trade deal that was struck with the US. So we're going to see how that pans out. But massive drop, right? I mean, we are currently minus 1.5% essentially. I think this initial drop was about 2 points. 30-minute chart, as I had mentioned, this one is normally on a 2-minute. I have volume profile on here for the session, anchored at 6 p.m. That's the Globex open. Not sure if that music was a little too loud. Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, sorry. So this is going to be the volume profile anchored to the 6 p.m. Globex. My blue line here is your value area high. This is value area low. The other blue line, red line is your point of control for the session. Blue line here, that is your New York VWAP. So I've taken an anchored VWAP and I've placed it at the opening of New York. So essentially, you're above this line, you're bullish, right? And then if you're above this line, I mean, that's confirmation you're above both VWAPs. But being a low volume day, and then, all the big players are not trading today. This is mainly retail and just algorithms having a little fun. I'm not putting a lot of weight in some of these levels, right? I'm just looking for reversion scalps basically back to the mean. I don't think any meaningful breakout's going to happen here. I don't think we're going to, come up and try to close this gap today. I just don't think there's enough volume for that or appetite. I think we're going to chop around VWAP for now, and we're probably going to revert in between the value areas for the rest of the day. That's my thesis and kind of the way I'm going to be playing it. But we'll see if we can't get a scalp in here somewhere. This guy here is a 2-minute chart. My trade of 8 is a 2-minute chart. Horizontal lines are just denoting swing points, where we've essentially reacted from. So this would have been a good spot here to take a potential long, right? You got that candle close, didn't close, sorry, below that line, and up you go. This one was this major pivot point here. Again, not a lot of weight being a 2-minute chart, right? I mean, you're not getting versus a 15-minute. Right, here's my 15-minute zones. I'm looking for a close up in there, but not much. Not much going on. Let's see if it come up and test this high again. Dotted line here is VWAP, Globex VWAP. Again, I'm expecting this to come and test the top of the value area. This other line here is your one standard deviation above VWAP. I don't personally think we're going to get much higher than that. However, if we do break and hold this area, my next level I'd be looking at would be the dotted red line is the open, right? That's where we opened at yesterday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And the green line here is that's normally my overnight high, which was where we opened. We've never been above that since open. So same line, right? This chart here sometimes is one I'll look at. This is a 15. Normally it's on a 15-minute chart. This is an overlay, just an indicator that's going to give me the 1 hour candles so I can see them without having to switch. So this is the 1 hour, and you can see the 1 hour, how much time is left on the 1 hour candles. This is your 15-minute. I'm looking at some fair value gaps. The indicator here is going to show me where the gaps are. When they turn kind of this gray color, that means they've been inverted. So that's an inverted fair value gap. And the different colors of the candles are just inside bars. So just a couple of things I'm looking at. I usually switch between a 5 and a 15, but normally it sits on a 15-minute. And the different colors are just your sessions. You see obviously that massive gap, that's from the open. So those are kind of the main charts that I'm looking at. This is my main one, my main trading grid chart. 2-minute, 30-minute daily. This one sits normally between a 1 and a 2 minute. This is where I'm going to enter on Trade-of-8. And then this one, as I mentioned, is normally on a 15-minute. And I got a 1 hour overlay just to let me know what's going on. Sometimes I'll look at, I mean, it's helpful to see like this 1 hour candle, for example, right? I mean, if you were looking down here, and you're thinking, this is, where was that? That was 3 hours ago. Right in this area, right? Essentially. So you're looking at how 1 hour is closing in retrospect to the 15-minute, just so I'm on the right side of the trend for the most part. So a little bit of profit today, nothing crazy. This account actually was down. This guy was down at 45. I was down about $700 over the last couple of days. I managed to get this back to kind of where it started. Lost a couple of days, unfortunately, but the goal is to get this obviously passed into a funded account. What else is going on, guys? Who sees what out there? Who's trading today? I will trade gold every once in a while as well. I'm not the best gold trader. I'm fairly new at that. NQ's been my bread and butter for the last couple of years. I will look at gold. This is a 2-minute chart on gold. I mean, we're pretty much stuck in this range between these two yellow boxes, more or less just ranging after a massive move up. So complete opposite of NQ, obviously. Gold is going to be that safe haven. Whenever there's turmoil or uncertainty, people are going to gravitate towards gold. Usually going to be the opposite of what the indexes are doing. So there's that massive move up, and we've just essentially consolidated all night and today. And I don't suspect this is probably going to do much except sit in this box until tonight. So the futures market opens up again at 6 p.m. and we get kind of that back to regular trading. Looks like we are breaking through a little bit here. Let's mark on the next potential level, which would be there, followed by here. Starting to form a nice little uptrend since we had kind of initial low and it essentially broke out the top of the opening range, got to close above that 15-minute opening range, and a little consolidation in here, high, lower high. Let's see what happens here. I mean, we're going to get a higher high. Starting to reject though. Yo, what up, Michael? What's going on, bud? How's your day? What are you trading today? going to try short here. Seeing that rejection there, let's see. I mean, really, this should be a little tighter than that. I might take this just if we make a new high, I'm out. Right about here. Just looking for a 10-point scalp. I did like to look at that last kind of 2-minute close here, so let's see if we can get some follow through. I'm not sure if we will test this area again, but it's a tight little stop. It's a tight trade. We could always try again if we get some more confirmation. It's a 5-minute here. You had that little inside bar there, but rejecting the high. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Don't have a lot of confidence in this, to be honest, just based on light volume normally floats up. That's just been my experience. It takes a lot of volume sometimes to get a sustained move down and a lot of pressure if there's no one really selling at this point, and it's just algorithms or retail just kind of floating light volume, generally going to go higher. So I'm not sure that we'll get much follow through here, but whatever, we'll try it out. I mean, my risk at this point is 10 points. It's pretty tight. Pretty boring price action, guys. Pretty choppy. Well, not really. I mean, there's some moves here, but it's just slow, right? Just the volume is really slow. For me, I like momentum trades quite a bit. I like to see quick moves in my favor, which this one is going to go against me by the looks of it. If that's the case, we'll look to maybe reset and take a short up here. Just don't have a lot of conviction that this is going to run all day. And that might be my bias at the moment, but I just don't. Generally want to see some kind of mean reversion, right? But really, I should have waited for here. As I mentioned earlier, I was at 396. I could take a reset trade up there, I think, if we lose this one. Look for a short here. Back to PLC. Right? Or back to the Globex VWAP. Just volume right off of a cliff. I think we're going to close in an hour here anyways. Let's see what happens right about here, which is 390, which again is going to be essentially right where I am. Is my stop there? I don't know if I'm in a good place for a stop here, guys, but I should have waited for that entry. I'm going to was thinking about moving that stop a little higher and adding to that if we got to 96, but instead I may just get out here at a small scratch and reset um, a little bit higher. I don't know. I feel like we may want to test this area up here, which would coincide with the 30-minute double top. There's a little room there. Value area high. There's a lot of stacked areas of confluence for the way that I trade. So in hindsight now, and I mean, I probably should have waited. I'm going to actually, I'm going to wait here, guys. I'm going to add once if we get up here. So at that 400 levels. So what's going on here? Why can't I add? Not sure what's going on. And there was an issue with this at one point where I couldn't trade more than 4 micros. It looks like it's doing it again. It was fixed. Yeah, it's doing that again. That's weird. It was fixed and it's doing it again. But so I guess I'm stuck at 4 micros, or I need to move to minis. This account, there's some sort of glitch with Tradeovate. Sorry, not Tradeovate. Well, I guess the sync between Tradeovate and Tradeify, where it's not letting you trade more than 4 minis. It's supposed to be 40 micros, but it's not doing that math. So I had opened up a support ticket. They did resolve it, and it looks like it's doing it again. I'm not sure why. Which sucks because I'm just at this point gonna have to take a stop here and reload because I really wanted to go a little bit higher and I wanted to add there and kind of layer into that short. So what we'll do is probably get stopped out here and look at just playing 1 MNQ at the top, kind of up in the 400 ranges there. That's a little frustrating. If I knew that, I would have maybe just layered in with some minis. All right, let's say we'll take a stop here and we'll reset in that 400 range. Unless we hold a high day here. I don't think we will, though. Where is that at? Other thing to note here again, I mean, there's really crappy volume today, but there is no bottom wick on this 15-minute chart, 15-minute candle at all, which is usually a sign that we're going to potentially go the other way. Didn't get stopped out yet. It's still in this trade, surprisingly. We're starting to reject this kind of double top area. Can we get down at all? Still just kind of chopping it around my entry. It would be nice to just get out of this trade. I'm not really feeling it. It's been taking a long time. The way that I trade, again, it doesn't really work very well on days like today. I don't like being in trades very long. I like to kind of get my scalp and get out pretty quickly for the most part. I don't know if we're gonna make a run for that high again now. Like it's just this is just brutal, like annoying chop, right? Right to your entry. It's like you ever notice your entry becomes support or resistance, like literally, like right on your line. Like look at that. Like I mean, it couldn't get. And what's there? There's nothing really there. I guess there's this little minor pivot, but it's just kind of funny how that works. Let's get a flush, one little flush right to here, even to there. You can't even get an 8-point move. It's brutal. Not happening, guys. Not happening right now. Just hate being in these trades for like 10 minutes when it goes nowhere. I mean, yeah, I'd rather be stopped out pretty much right away and just kind of look at where my next reset is. But this annoyance of not being able to trade more than 4 micros is annoying. It's going to exit here. And I'm going to look at a reset. I just don't like that. I'm going to wait for the level that I should have waited for, which is right here. I'm going to wait for that one to test, if it does. Maybe I stepped out too early. That'll be funny. Looks like I did. Ah man, that's why trading sometimes is comical. I mean, I might have been able to get this back down to break even, but frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. I'm probably going to get a push down at some point, but I thought we may be able to break this double top and get to this area kind of here. Right? It's kind of the idea here. We got a pretty big dump from that area last time. It's kind of frustrating. Starting to get that kind of rounding over as well here. Should have had a little more patience. We're going to jump in short here, guys. I like this kind of rounding over pattern. Not looking for a lot here. Let's see what happens. I buy the bottom again. Let's see what happens. Like that original MNQ one would have been fine, right? Yeah. You get caught in this kind of chop sometimes, and you're like thinking it's going to break one way or the other, and it literally just sits in here. Which is fine. I mean, I do think we're going to test that again, that area that I mentioned. Here is where I should have waited. But we will add one more there if we get there. Nothing to do here but just wait. I mean, this is just trying to play that mean reversion again. Looking, I mean, we're now at POC. The next high volume node is in that 400 area, which is kind of where I thought we may go. Value areas have moved a little bit since I last looked at this. Might get a quick pop up in here and a quick pop back down. I feel like I'm going to move this just a little bit there. It's kind of the area I wanted to wait for. There's that quick pop through high day. Let's see if it gets rejected. And add one there. Looking for that flush down now, looking for this to be a liquidity grab over the high day, sucker some longs in, and pull it back down is kind of the idea here. That being said, I mean, we may go all the way up. Again, on light volume, right? We got this whole area here to test. Which very well could test now. So we'll see how much pain I can take here, but we're going to have to stop out if we break kind of up above the fours. If we hold above the 4 area, then this trade's going to be invalid and I'm going to have to take a loss, which is fine. Still floating higher. Still floating. Come on, baby, come on. A little doji. Yeah, we're going to hit that 400s for sure, guys. This trade looks like it's going to go sideways pretty quick here. My entry here, my average entry is right at the top of that breakout level. So that's why I've got one more sell attempt here at that 4, kind of that psychological round number, which I'm going to hit now, and hoping that we're going to retest the breakout level, which a lot of times you'll get that breakout and then you'll come back and retest kind of where you broke out. So that's the idea here. What are we doing? Here's a stop there. So quite outside at this point. I mean, this is kind of what I'm looking at, right? I'm looking at these areas to pull back a little bit. I was trading M and Q most of the morning, just kind of scalping, and I got a little frustrated here because I was trading 4 M and Q, and with the glitch on um, some select accounts with Tradeify, it wasn't letting me. All right, here we get a nice little pullback. Want to get out of this trade, guys. I don't like. We may test this point here, get out. So I'm going to be quick to get out on this and maybe book a loss. A lot better of a loss. We may just bounce back up here. Let's see. But yeah, there's a glitch on Tradeify where it's only letting you trade 4 micros. So I got frustrated because I wanted to layer into this one using micros. I couldn't. Then I went into minis, which is an issue, right? So one more pullback here, test the breakout area, and we'll be good. And I'm gonna pull this to break even quite quickly if I get there. Just because I'm oversized, and I don't really want to be this oversized in this trade, right? Let's see what happens here. This might be a loss coming up. I might have been able to get out for less of a loss here. Just funny again, ready your entry, but still making those higher lows, right? Really, if it's going to go now, it's got to pull down. Quick sharp pullback or a quick stop out, one or the other. Don't want to bleed this account too much, to be honest. It's just frustrating that you get this big red sharp candle here and there's no follow through. Again, this is the day of no volume, higher floating for the most part. You may want to test that psychological number at 400. I don't know, but we're pretty damn close to getting out here at a very small loss, which I will take at this point. One flush it, flush it. I mean, really, my stop should be here, right? And if you break this wick again, you're going to break these wicks, right? But let's just see if we can't get back down. Come on. So close. So close, baby. Come on. Come on. You know you want to flush down. You know you want to. You know you want to. Come on. No such luck. Looks like that's going to be a stop out because it's not going to come back down at this point. I don't think it's going to break that wick. It's going to, if we break this wick here, the idea is we break highs up back into the fours. But this chop is just brutal. It's close to potentially getting break even there, but just an evaluation, guys, not the end of the world. I do still think we're going to reject that 400 area up here. I don't know now. A little frustrated, to be honest. All stemming from those M and Qs. All right, stopped out. Take me and come all the way down. It's possible. Look at that. Unbelievable. Literally. Literally top tick that exit with my stop loss. Now it's just chop, right? I re-entered, but so I really do think that this is kind of the area we need to get to. Man, how frustrating. Wow. That's why trading can be a real joke at times. Look at that. Look at that gap. That gap on the open. There's just no volume, right? This is just hard to trade, guys. Right? I thought for sure you're going to break this. You're going to break these highs. So this is where my stop is. And I get stopped out to 1 point. And then it goes down, another 10. I'm going to take one off here. I'm just putting that to break even right now. I don't like the way this is chopping. And these candles are just gapping on their, like, when they're opening, right? The spread is just like, it's like trading Asia, essentially, is what you're doing here. So look at that. It's just brutal, man. And then instant, no volume. Look at that. There's just nothing here, guys. Just gonna take one more off there. Brutal. This is brutal. Just garbage. Low volume. Funky looking candles. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, do me a favor if you can please smash that like button. It does help the YouTube algorithm get my stream out to more people. I still think we're going to revert back. I'm just don't know where my entry is, and this chop is frustrating me. Right where my yellow line is, I do think we're going to get back there, right? So I stopped out a little too early here. But we still got a little bit of time. before the market closes. We'll see if we can't get at least see if we can get some quick scalps in here. Thing with trading is always that shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? I mean, you have to have your stops in place. I mean, the whole thing is you got to have some tight risk. I'm just frustrated that I literally almost got top tick on my. Oh man, yeah, that's frustrating. Oh well, carry on. That was a quick scalp. What do we? Quick $95 scalp, 25, 40. I mean, obviously this is the hurt. I lost about 600 on that trade up there. Just wild movements. I mean, it looks like it obviously wants to go higher, just looking at kind of how it's been all day, right? So, I mean, I am fighting the trend. There's that initial kind of sell down in New York Open, and we've gone up, consolidated up, lower high, double top, consolidating up. So I should probably be looking for longs, right? Would be the smart thing to do at this point. Look at that move. 10 points right there. Kind of approaching that area. See what happens. Let's see, this area actually is probably 411 area. Let's see. I mean, there's a lot of kind of resistance up in this area, right? Let's see that on a 30-minute. Seems to be going bullish at this point. See what kind of reaction we get at the top here. Potential double top here as well. But I've been fighting this trend for the last little bit here, getting beaten up a little bit. I just don't trust this move, and maybe I just shouldn't be trading at all, to be honest, versus trying to catch the top. It's possible it could just float higher the rest of the day here. I mean, the market's not open much longer, to be honest. I don't know if I should be looking for longs here up into this area. Gonna try one here. There's a little bit of volume floating higher. At this point, we're just looking to scalp. Looking to scalp a quick 4 or 5 points a couple of times. It is a little extended on this 1 minute. I mean, I could have waited for here, right? But let's. All right, let's see what happens here. Is that going to be the one kind of pause candle? I mean, is this even moving here? Yeah, my candle's not even moving. See if we can test 417.50. Is that where I'm at? It's funny. I don't. The candles are barely even moving. There's like no volume. It's just dead. It's dead. No volume. Just brutal price action. At this point, maybe looking for a 21. Yeah, right when that wick is 21 EMA. It's just so there's no volume, right? Like just one little couple swipes of a candle, and you got this. It's like watching like I'm trading the Asia session here. It's just brutal. Shouldn't be trading minis. Shouldn't be trading probably at all, to be honest, at this point, this late in the day. But good thing this is just an eval, guys. Hopefully, no one's trading funded accounts today with this volume. I mean, just trying to get this eval passed quickly, so the risk is a little bit higher on this guy, right? I'm okay risking this, just an evaluation. Cost $100, not a big deal. But you get these like just candles that look like there's two contracts sold and they move 8 points. There's just no volume. It's just gross. We'd break the high, would be nice. Break the high, get some continuation, probably not at this point. It's just frustrating again. It's like watching the candles in Asia. They just kind of dance around and they gap up, they gap down. The spread is what's the spread here? It's almost a point spread sometimes, depending. And I hate being in these kind of trades because the longer I'm in this trade, the longer I feel like I'm just going to get a big red dump, right? It's just kind of how it goes. Don't want to lose on this trade. I may move up to break even here. Gotta lock something in. God. Whether that's $30 or not, it's just brutal. I can't get any continuation here. Look at this. It's brutal, guys. $60. It's fine. Basically, that one trade there that I tried to layer into, unfortunately, is the reason that we're down today. I mean, look at my winning trades. My losing trades are only 20%. So a lot of winning trades, just took one too big of a loser. Um, and that's been the story of this morning. Gonna end that poll. Everyone's saying we're gonna range. Everyone's wrong. Doesn't look like much of a range. So we get some kind of reversion back here, but I think we're probably just going to float higher at this point, right? I mean, we might even test the open here at this point. That wouldn't surprise me. Just the algorithms having fun, I guess. Not getting that pullback here. How's everyone else's trades going today? I had an okay morning. Um, made some money up in this area down here. And then just recently took a pretty big loss up in here trying to layer into a short and literally got more or less top ticked. Um, just trying to play that mean reversion. Just hate days like this, and I know better that I need to take quick moves and not try to average in or layer in trades here. So looks like a good little potential resistance area, but again, there's no volume, right? So I don't know that this is going to hold or not. I'm going to try a quick scalp down to the 9. There's nothing moving here. It's brutal. Let's get that elevator down. Come on. Go. Just don't trust this price action at all. Don't trust it at all. I think it's going to float higher. Honestly, I should be going back looking for longs at this point. I mean, the trend is clearly up today. I'm going against it. We're above VWAP. We're above opening range. Just seeing all that overnight selling has given me a little bit of bias that we're going to come down. But knowing that you're on low volume, you're generally going to float higher, and I know better. So I don't know that I should be continually trying to find the top here. So I will go to break even now, and I don't actually care. Whoa, look at, did you see that candle? Wow. I'm going to lock something in there. It's been a miserable day, guys. So not holding the targets at this point. These candles are just moving really weird. I mean, it's probably going to tank now that I'm out of it. Murphy's Law, but at the end of the day, that was an $85 trade. I mean, it's small wins. I mean, I was down 500 bucks, I think, and managed to get it half. It's not bad. Could it maybe look for one more trade? See if we can't get some kind of sell off. This is the area you would think we're going to hold, though, right? I mean, just looking at the market structure. Let's see what happens right about here. Again, not trusting this price action at all. I don't know that I'm not going to really take this, but I mean, if we're going to continue going higher, this is the place where we need to bounce. We need to hold. Testing the nine EMA on the 5-minute chart as well here. We'll see if that holds. If it doesn't, and we get a close below that 9, there is a possibility we come down and test this area here. It's about 7 points from here. Yeah, I'm going short here, guys. This rounding pattern I like quite a bit. And I mean, we may pop back up here, but I like the way that 5 minute candle was forming too. I'm going to add here. So I mean, it is holding the line that I drew, right? I mean, if I just would have went long there, instead of fighting this trend, I'd probably be a lot better right now, wouldn't I? Will this rounding pattern kind of hold here? Can we get that flush down is the question, or is this just going to be a move up to value area low there, value area high, sorry. Not digging this at all, guys. Just with that spread here, what do we look? This is a 1 point spread here. This is brutal. Just the way these candles are moving. Probably just gonna get out here, to be honest. I don't. I might just book this loss at this point. You see that move? Look at that. Like it's just so unpredictable at this point. It's not taking much to move these candles. There's no volume. It's just like suck up, suck down. There's nothing here. This is brutal. This is worse than trading Asia, to be honest. Just taking a loss there, getting out. I don't like it. I'm gonna wait. Let's wait for the last few minutes, see if the volume comes in here. But I mean, hard to trade. ATR at this point is 5 points as well. So I mean, volatility's fallen off a cliff. I mean, it always has been pretty low for the most part, but well, I guess we had some, 10 points up in here, but we're down to 5 point volatility on the 1 minute chart. We'll see if this holds again. It doesn't want to go down, guys. Every time it looks like we're going to fail, it just gets bought up. Look at that candle, right? I mean, it's a big candle for this time of day. Again, this is just algorithm. This is like, trading this is, to be honest, not smart. And I'm just doing it because I shouldn't be doing it. But this is not a good place to be trading. I mean, it's just algorithms moving price around right now. There's no market makers, there's no hedge funds, there's all these guys are gone for MLK Day today. So there's that kind of rejection at value area high, also coinciding with the 30-minute kind of resistance zone here, right? 419. Not enough time in the day. I mean, if there's a little more time in the day, I mean, we still could, right? But I mean, we can come and test the overnight open. There's that rejection, right? 10 points there. Right on the line that I drew. Look at that. That's funny. To the tick. Minus. Nah, it wouldn't have been filled. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about, guys. It's just no follow through there. I mean, it is again, if you can sit through these, don't even look at the candles, right? You are still making higher lows, right? That low, that low, that low. Yeah, I mean, you're still going up since here. He's evolving higher. So until you start, breaking those and making lower lows, you should be looking for longs, which is what I should have been doing instead of trying to find the top. All right, still just potentially looking for that next trade here, but going to be booking a red day today by the looks of it, which is fine. Small red day. It's a couple $100. I was hoping to maybe get like a last bit of a sell off here. We can catch 15 points. Still might get it in the last 5 minutes here. Let's see what happens. Not much going on, guys. Going to be logging off here pretty quick. I don't think we're going to get any kind of big flush at this point, or really just probably going to sit in this area and chop. I mean, we broke opening range high at 20 at the 300s, and so I mean it was still a 100-point move. So pretty decent, pretty decent move since breaking opening range right about here. So for those of you playing the long side, you probably did okay. For mean reversion guys like myself trying to scalp back into the range, I haven't really gotten that. My timing's been off a little bit, but that's okay. Just an evaluation, down a few $100. That's a one trade away from getting that back. Not going to happen today, obviously. I don't think. I don't see much going on here. And I'm not even sure what time. Pretty sure it's going to be 11 o'clock that we're going to, this is gold here, that trading is going to be turned off here. So pretty nice inside bar there on the 15-minute. Break of that has given you 41 points. It's pretty decent. I mean, pretty much a 1-to-1, right? 41. Yeah, pretty close. If you put your stop at the bottom of the inside bar. It's a nice looking 5-minute. I missed that too. I didn't even see that. That's a nice looking 5-minute inside bar there. You play the break of that. Stop can go below the inside bar. Personally, I would have went below this wick low here, and just targeting the top of the range would have been my trade. Just a 1-to-1. All right, looking for a double top rejection, which you kind of got a little bit of it. We did eventually get through that, but that's where I would have targeted that. I mean, if your stop was here, then you're almost at 1.5. But yeah, that would have been a nice trade as we pulled back into, broken top. Test it again, which it tested it pretty much perfectly. If we pull this down to there, this is pre-market, obviously. This is your pivot that was formed in New York. Look at that. Oh, if I would have saw that, I was on a different monitor. That's a+ setup, right? That's why trading is difficult, guys. You're looking at a lot of different things at once, trying to analyze information, trying to figure out what you're doing, going back and forth between entering, exiting, all that stuff, and missing some really good trades. That was a phenomenal trade, right? Oh well. One good thing about trading is when you do miss a trade, I can guarantee you one thing: there is another trade around the corner. So we did miss that one. Not a big deal. There will be another trade around the corner. At this point, the market is closing in 4 minutes, I believe. There's nothing for me to do at this point. Got to make sure I'm flat, which I am. Part of me wants to jump in a quick little short here and see if it would, you're going to get that last little pull here. Maybe we'll paper trade it. We'll pretend. Pretend we're in short at 405. Let's see what happens. I know I'm going to regret it because there's probably a 7-point move here. I said 405, roughly, right about there. It's kind of where I think it would have entered, right? Couple minutes left before the close. Is there any volatility? Is there anything going to happen? Probably not. Some algorithms maybe going to close their position, but that's about it. There's that little bit of a sell down. So we've got 1 minute to close. Yeah, not much going on, guys. All right, that's going to be it for me. We're going to book a $270 loss for today on the Tradeify evaluation count. We're looking to see how the Globex Open opens today. I'll wait for probably 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, see if there's any kind of movement at that point. See if there's any news on the tariffs. May get some movement overnight. If not, I'm suspecting that we will get a pretty decent New York session tomorrow based on kind of what's happened overnight with the Trump tariff threats, with the EU looking at retaliation. Could get some volatility. I think at any moment we can get the Trump Supreme Court decision as well. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of news coming out. There should be some good volatility the next day or two, and we'll look at capitalizing at that point. Thanks for tuning in, Spartans. Appreciate it. Much love. We'll catch you on the other side. Peace.